is you have 360 some odd days before something else can happen, and they can talk noise to you all that time. So it's very important, and I look for UTEP to come out and take the bull by the horns and get this victory that's much needed.
UTEP won this one last year 30-3 up in Las Cruces at Aggie Memorial Stadium, so they have the bragging rights coming into tonight as Ethan Albertson kicks it away. It'll be the Miners on offense to start things off. It goes into the end zone for a touchback, so the Miner offense will take over 1st and 10, and it's been an offense that under Dana Dimmel, Mike, you're used to seeing ground and pound, long sustaining drives, a lot of running, but they're coming off a week at Oklahoma where they felt the Sooners were more susceptible through the air. So Gavin Hardison threw the ball 42 times for 244 yards, 26 of 42 in that one. No touchdowns, no interceptions, but Gavin Hardison, the true leader, redshirt junior out of Hobbs, New Mexico, getting set to make now his 23rd career start.
Yeah, Gavin, when you have a quarterback like Gavin, it's always so good. I mean, your offense is set, and I foresee him having a big game tonight.
Ronald Awat, the starting running back, but they go to the air, and that pass is incomplete. He was looking for Tyron Smith, the junior, who is really being asked to do a lot this year. He had initially entered the transfer portal after last season, which would have been a big blow to the Miners, but decided to return. Why is it such a big blow? Because, of course, they lose their 2 top targets from a year ago. Jacob Cowing transferred to Arizona, and Justin Garrett, who graduated. Between those two, Mike, 119 receptions for over 2,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. And Cowing arguably is one of the most electric wide receivers in all of college football.
You're right, Eric. And, UTEP is looking for playmakers. Football is a game that's won by playmakers. And when you don't have, a few or a pair, it's going to be tough. And that's what UTEP is looking for. I know I've been talking to Coach Dimmel. He's looking for some of these younger receivers to step up, and they need that. They need that as a team.
Gavin Hardison's 26 completions last week was a career high. A timeout here taken early by UTEP. It looked like there was some confusion in the huddle. Certainly not the start that Dana Dimmel wanted. Both coaches really wanted to get out to a fast start in this one. Neither team has scored a point in the first quarter in their first 2 games this season. So whoever delivers that first punch could make themselves at least much more likely to have a better night tonight.
Eric, when you're a favorite team, you want to go ahead and establish your, the factor right away. The longer you let a team hang around, the more dangerous they become. So UTEP really needs to get going early.
So 3 seconds into the game, and UTEP's already burned a timeout. Go for another play action here. Hardison on the rollout will tuck it and run and step out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. He's pushed at the last minute there. The UTEP sideline is hoping for a flag there, but no laundry on the field. But it is a pickup on 2nd down of about 9, they'll mark it, so it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, I've seen Gavin run a lot this year, and I'm not a big fan of having the quarterback run, but I know that Coach Dimmel and his staff love to use the quarterback being more mobile. The only problem is you can take a big shot when you run a lot. So hopefully it doesn't happen.
Took a few of them in that North Texas game in week 1. Didn't use the legs as much against Oklahoma. They have their first handoff of the night to Ronald Awat. He gets across the 35-yard line. That's enough to move the chains. So a 1st down, and the Miners will have it at about the 36. 1st and 10. First carry of the night for Ronald Awat. We kind of expected a thunder and lightning coming into this season from the UTEP Miners. Ronald Awat and Deion Hankins, the redshirt sophomore out of here in El Paso at Parkland High School. But both have been pretty slow to start. The running game has been pretty much non-existent through 2 weeks.
And that's what's been surprising. I thought the running game would be a lot better with the 2, backs that are very capable and an offensive line that returns 3 starters, but it just hasn't happened just yet.
Second straight carry for Awat, and he's met up by a slew of Aggie defenders.
Yeah, there was not a whole lot of room on that right side, and that's the strongest side for them to run the ball to. And New Mexico State's pretty stout on their defensive front, but we're going to have to run the ball better because it sets up a lot of your play action, a lot of your draws and screens that UTEP likes to use. But we've got to run the ball better.
Aggies run a 4-2-5 scheme, so the 2 linebackers are the 2 guys to keep your eye on, Chris Ojo and Trevor Brohard. Here's the first carry of the night for Deion Hankins, a big body at 6 feet, 215 pounds. He's considered more of the Thunder. Ronald Awat more of the Lightning, but not much running room there for Deion Hankins. Hankins has showed some real flashes especially in his first year in the COVID-shortened season. He averaged about 5 yards per carry, had 9 touchdowns, and just shy of 600 yards rushing. But last year missed 3 games due to injury. And after a fast start early on, he had the nagging injuries throughout the year, ended up with just under 500 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns, but his average went down just under 4 yards per carry. And so far this season, that was just his 7th carry of the season. He has 6 carries, 15 yards coming into tonight. Hardison finds his tight end, Trent Thompson, dragging a defender into Aggie territory, just shy of the 40-yard line. And on 3rd and 8, another third down conversion for this Miner offense. That one a little more challenging than the previous 3rd and 1. And the first catch of the season for Trent Thompson.
And I like what Gavin Hardison did there. He started feeling the quarterback clock going off on his head, and he stepped up into the pocket and looked across the middle and found his tight end. Nice conversion for the Miners, but they got to find a way to stay ahead of the sticks and get in positive first and second down situations.
Pickup of 20 yards to set up that first down. Here's Awat with a little more running room off the right side. Plunges his way across the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down actually right at the 35. And that's a pickup of about 7 yards. They'll bring up 2nd and 3.
And Eric, when you stay ahead of the sticks like the Miners are now, for the offensive coordinator, it opens up your whole bag of tricks. You can go play action, you can go screens and draws, you can do whatever you want because you're ahead of the sticks. And this is what UTEP has to do, to sustain drives and go score. They're off to a pretty good start.
2 for 2 on 3rd downs already in this drive. That was a sore spot coming into tonight. They were just 12 of 33, just 36%. That pass is deflected and will fall incomplete. Otherwise, Ray Flores might have had a little bit of room and at least a first down. B.J. Skulark, the junior transfer out of Houston Baptist, a couple of years ago. He played 4 games for the Aggies last year, but he knocked that down and disrupted that play to set up another 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Eric, you're right. If Skulark doesn't deflect that ball at the line, Ray Flores could probably score if he makes a move on that safety coming over the top. That was a nice play.
So that brings up another 3rd down. I mentioned the Miners 2 for 2 on this drive on 3rd downs. Aggies have had a hard time stopping on 3rd down, giving up 61% of 3rd downs, and it looks like another one here. This is going to depend on the spot. The officials coming in right at the first down marker. I think Ronald Awat will have enough, and now they signal to move the chain. So now 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions in this opening drive for the Miners.
You know, Eric, how important it is to get in good down and distances. When 3rd and 4 or less, the offense has about a 60% advantage. But if you go 3rd and 5, it switches over to the defensive side. So that 1 yard makes a big difference. But that was a nice gain there by, was that?
That was Awat.
Awat,
yep.
That was a nice run because he was hit initially and, fought forward for the distance to get the first down.
About 4.5 minutes into this opening drive. First drive of the game here for UTEP. That play's busted from the start, so Hardison's going to try and make something out of it. And he's able to get up across the 30-yard line for a positive gain. They were trying to set up that bubble screen, but New Mexico State was all over it.
Oh, they read that from alignment because you saw that safety jumped right on it. And Gavin did a really good job of diagnosing that because had he thrown it, that could have very easily been a pick six going back the other way. So that's the way to make something out of nothing.
And that's part of the progression of Gavin Hardison, now a redshirt junior, came out of New Mexico Military Institute. Dana Dimmel told me earlier this week the thing he's most impressed about him this year compared to previous 2 years is his decision-making.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Eric. Everything slows down for you as you get more experience, and that was a big part of experience right there, not making a mistake.
Hankins with a little cutback up across the 25-yard line will bring up another 3rd and short.
Again, a very favorable down and distance. It opens up the whole package for your offensive coordinator. And right now, Dana Dimmel's probably told his coordinator or had a conversation about, we got 2 yards, you got 2 downs, or take your pick here because you're in a very good spot on the field and you're a very good down and distance as well.
Aggies have had a couple of tackling issues, especially in that road game against Minnesota last Thursday. Jerry Kill challenging his defensive line this week, saying they need to play lower. Awat gets the carry, trying to find the outside, and he's taken down by Cyrus Dumas. Otherwise, Awat has that first down and potentially the end zone. So there's the first 3rd down stop by the Aggie defense. And now it's decision time for Dana Dimmel. And it looks like the offense will stay out on the field for 4th and 3, although that was a loss of 1 So it'll make it, they'll call it no gain, so still 4th and 3.
Yeah, Awatt was trying to get outside, but at that point you've got to fall forward for those 2 or 3 yards. It looked like he would have been pretty close, but he tried to hit the home run, and the cornerback made a nice shoestring tackle to stop him for a loss.
Cyrus Dumas, one of the returners for this Aggie defense. Here's 4th down. And the pass is caught by Ray Flores for the first down, and he's just shy of the 10-yard line. And the Miners get into the red zone, so they didn't get their first time tonight. They didn't convert on 3rd down, but they convert on 4th down and move the chains again.
Yep. And again, like I told you before, that you had 2 downs to get those 2 yards, and you still have a pretty good playbook to go with that down and distance. So very good sustained drive by the Miners so far. They're looking very good on offense.
That's something we've seen a lot from Dana Dimmel in this offense over the years. If they're 3rd and short, they're not afraid to try and run the football, knowing they'll go for it on 4th down. Awatt lowers the shoulder, but he's met up nicely and taken down by linebacker Chris Ojo.
Yeah, Ojo's a really good player. He's in on a lot of tackles. He came untouched right there and just, met Awatt up in the hole, and they both put their shoulders down into each other, and it was a nice collision, but really nowhere to run for Awatt.
Ojo, the senior out of Sunland, California, spent his first 4 seasons at Eastern Washington before transferring to New Mexico State. Was a starter last year, and now one of the leaders on this defense once again this year for the Aggies. One of 2 linebackers, him and Trevor Brohar. That snap a little bit high. Hardison able to handle it. Kind of botches the play. Now he throws one into the end zone. It was open, but Ray Flores couldn't reach it. The whole play was disrupted from the beginning with the high snap, and it was a bit helter-skelter. But the Miners still had a chance there, and Hardison just couldn't hook it up with Ray Flores in the end zone.
And you know what, Eric? It's so important. Even though it's off by a yard or 2 one way or another, it throws the timing of the play off, and your quarterback's eyes has to go towards the ball. And that split second that you take off, you take your eyes down to find the ball from what you're looking downfield could just really disrupt you. And then that happened on that play. It was unfortunate because he had Mr. Flores in for an easy touchdown.
And it was Ojo once again in the face of Hardison. Now it's 3rd and 9, so a 3rd and long. Hardison with time. Lots of time. Now the play breaking down. He throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Tipped. Kelly Akari got his hand on it, and he had some space, but he couldn't corral it.
Yeah, he had a lot of time, but there was really nobody open, and he scrambled around and get his receivers time to find an open space, but just nothing opened up.
Akari, the transfer out of JUCO Tyler Junior College. And that'll bring on Gavin Beckley for the field goal. He was 2 for 2 last week with a 54 career long and a 48-yarder, 4 of 5 on the year. His only miss was the first kick of the season on the opening drive of the year, a good drive by UTEP, and he ended up missing a 41-yarder. This one is up and good to give the Miners an early 3-0 lead. A 17-play drive on the opening series by the Miners took off just over 8 minutes of this opening quarter clock on the opening drive. And the Miners have a 3-0 lead. We'll take a timeout with them, and we'll see the New Mexico State offense for the first time after this.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Hit the fit.
That's what we're made for.
You found the right model.
For sure.
Now, how can you be sure you're getting the right deal?
I have to talk to my bestie.
Hey, girl. This one's like your last boyfriend. It's got issues.
Let's ask the experts. For the right used car, just say, "Show me the Carfax value." You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. Then we took a hard left in East Africa. A right at Baja. a 180 in the empty quarter. And that 65-degree incline at Hell's Revenge. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
So something really funny happened today upstairs with the sink.
Hey, y'all put this in a yacht room?
I listened to it on the app. No car required.
Hey, did y'all hear my interview on Y2 Country?
Okay.
I used a lot of big words.
Can we please not talk about SiriusXM for one meal? So, did everyone get my invite to game night?
Hey, do y'all ever listen to Yacht Rock?
We were just talking about that.
Atlantis, it's on the app. You ought to know.
That's really funny, 2 Chainz. Thank you.
A beautiful night for football here inside the Sun Bowl. 89 degrees. Wind's not really a factor. Humidity not too bad. The only time El Paso really gets some humidity is during this monsoon season. And it is a beautiful night. Of course, the opener a couple weeks ago here against North Texas was disrupted and delayed to start because of lightning in the area. They had a sellout crowd for the first time since 2008. And it put a little bit of a damper on the start. And of course, the second half was a complete damper for the Miners as a team. But a 3-0 start in this one for UTEP as Gavin Beckley kicks it away into the back of the end, through the back of the end zone. And we'll get our first look at the Aggie offense. Coming into this one 0-2 on the air, only averaging 6 points per game. Those 6 points coming, I should say, after a shutout against Minnesota a week ago. On a Thursday night, 38-0 loss. They lost at home in the opener 23-12. And this officially now will be the first career start for Gavin Frakes, the true freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma. Diego Pavia had started the first 2 games, but it's Frakes who heads out on the field for the first start. He becomes the first starter, true freshman starter, since 2014 for the Aggies. And his first play as the starter is a handoff to the running back, Jamani Jones.
Yeah, it's a real nice play by Kelton Moss coming off of his block and tackling the back for a minimal gain. But it's going to be important, Eric, today for the Miners' defensive front to really, show their dominance. We talk all year about how good they were going to be. Well, it's time to show it. They really got to play a good game and kind of let everybody else feed off of it.
Frakes is a big guy, 6'4", 220 pounds. 2 of 7 last week for 43 yards and an interception at Minnesota. Set up the screen play here, and it's working well for Jones, who has a first down up across the 40-yard line. And check that, that's Amonte Watkins, the transfer from TCU. He's a speedster, 200-meter and 100-meter state champion in high school. And you want to get him in the open field and get him off and running. Tripped up by Dennis Barnes on the play, but there's the first completion in the first career start for Gavin Frakes. Good way to settle a true freshman in with a nice screen pass. Here on the end around, big hole. And it's Jonathan Brady all the way into UTEP territory. He's pushed out of bounds. Looks like they'll mark it at about the 25-yard line. And just like that, a big play for the Aggies.
Yeah, as we spoke about, during our time pregame, Eric, big plays are the major determinant of who's going to win the game. UTEP's only had 2 big plays all year long. I think New Mexico State's only had 1, but this was a big play, the first one of this game, and that's going to go far in determining who wins this matchup.
Frakes will toss it out. There is a flag on the play and a loss on the play as Praise Mehule got in the backfield and was able to take down Jones. We'll see what the flag is.
Looks like there's going to be holding against the Aggies. Oh, chop block.
A personal foul. Our head referee tonight, Michael Vandervelde, with the call, a 15-yard penalty. After the drive had been going really well for the Aggies. That one will now push them all the way back to the 40-yard line and bring up 1st and 25.
Yeah, Eric, that's a drive killer there, and now you're behind the sticks after some very positive plays. This is just a drive killer.
So Frakes now standing at his 45-yard line. They run the reverse, get Jonathan Brady in space again. He had the big play a moment ago. Has room again here. Gets a block from Frakes, and he almost gained back all of the personal foul there on that play. Pickup of about 12 or 13 on the play. And we've seen 2 big plays now from Jonathan Brady, who is their kick returner, so he likes to get out in space. Coming into tonight, the freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada, had just 2 catches for 16 yards on the stat sheet, but already showing up in a big way.
Yeah, it's a very nice play design and very nice play call by their offensive coordinator for the Aggies. He's had 2 really good calls so far, and they've both gone for pretty good-sized gains.
You just saw Jerry Kill in his first season taking over the helm here at New Mexico State. Frakes pass deflected, an interception. It was popped up in the air, and it's intercepted by the linebacker Tyrese Knight. So after things were going so well for New Mexico State on their opening offensive series, disaster.
That was a really good play by Tyrese, following the ball and making the big interception. Again, Eric, these are all big plays. Turnovers are very important in this game, is determining who's going to win who's going to come out victorious, and that's a very good turnover. That's one of my big keys for the defense is to create turnovers, and this is the first one they've created, I think, all season. No, they've had one against North Texas.
Right.
So this is their second one.
And that was a sore spot for both defenses, trying to create the turnovers. They hadn't really done it through the first 2 games each, and it's the Miner defense on the opening series for them, getting the interception. Tyrese Knight, the senior out of Lakeland, Florida, and we're going to take a timeout as the Miner defense comes up big, and the offense will be back on the field with a 3-0 lead.
For over 100 years, UTEP Athletics has called El Paso home. From the east to the west, the mountain, the valley, the people.
El corazón de la ciudad es UTEP.
We are Miners. 915.
Thank you, Miss Basil. You are the one who pushed me to be better.
Thank you, Miss Jackson. You were the one who taught me perseverance. Thank you, Mr. Dunkley. You were the one who believed in me.
Miss Severance, you were the one who taught me learning can be fun.
Thank you, Miss Williams. You are the one who accepted me for who I am. Thank you, Miss Jefferson, for never giving up on me.
Teaching is the backbone of what makes this country great.
I have so much respect for the teaching profession.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, teachers.
Great teachers change lives. Go teach.
As student athletes, we push ourselves to be the best on and off the field.
Of the 500,000 student athletes in the NCAA,
20% say they are suffering from depression or anxiety.
But that doesn't include those who are silenced by the stigma.
By being proactive instead of reactive,
we can build a support system that values the individual before the student and before the athlete.
Mental health matters.
Please take a stand.
Take action.
Miner offense back on the field after the interception by Tyrese Knight. It was Blake Thompson on the defensive line who got the deflection in the air. And now the Miners will take over 1st and 10. Little dump off to James Tupou, and a late flag comes in, and it looks like the Miners will be able to tack on an extra 15 yards at the end of this. Chris Ojo came up and into the face of Gavin Hardison right after he released it, and that flag was thrown right where that happened. I imagine this will be a roughing the passer.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. They're getting pretty strict on what you can do to the quarterback. Anytime he gets out of the pocket, he took a full 2.5 steps, and anytime you do that, it's going to be an easy call.
And that is, in fact, the call. So Chris Ojo, personal foul, roughing the passer in addition to the catch there from James Tupou. So that'll move the ball already up to the 46-yard line. And what a momentum swing. It looked like the Aggie offense really came out ready to play. First career start for the true freshman, Gavin Frakes, and then a tip pass interception, followed by a personal foul penalty, and the Miners are already up near midfield. And Awatt's got a seam racing down the sideline inside the 30, and he's chopped down just shy of the 20. And it's a big play for Ronald Awatt, his best run of the season. And just like that, the Miners now back in the red zone and a chance to really do some damage here.
Yeah, that was a real nice run by Awatt. He hit that full speed, caught the corner and took off. But Eric, you're right. New Mexico State's offense was just moving down the field, and they had that penalty, and then they got hit with the interception, and now just totally killed their momentum. UTEP really has to take advantage of this.
Touchdown saving tackle by the strong safety Bryce Jackson, the transfer out of UNLV, grad transfer. We'll see what the Miners can do here with Awatt breaking a couple of tackles and pushing his way forward up to the 11-yard line. That's not going to be a good sight if you're Jerry Kill and this Aggie sideline. The Miners are really churning the feet and after contact able to get some extra yards.
Yeah, well, good point, Derek. That's a really good run. That's a tough run. It's not always going to be clear in there. You're going to have to, get through some arm tackles and make yards when it's not going so well. And that was a really nice, tough run by Awatt up the middle.
Gabe Peterson was there to make the play but couldn't. So a missed tackle, and it ends up being a gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Now here's Hankins with some space. And he tries to bowl over a couple of Aggies. He's not easy to bring down. He's going to have enough for a first down, so it'll bring up 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's good, tough running. Anytime you run between the tackles, it takes a man to run in between the tackles. And, fortunately for the Miners, they've got 2 really good ones that can get up in there and do some damage.
Bringing in a bigger package now with the second tight end. Zach Fryer checking in.
This is
and
where
James Tupou, the fullback. So you got a big set here.
Yeah, Eric, this is where it gets important. I mean, you're down at the 6-7 yard line. You've got to find a way to punch it home.
The lone wide receiver on the field right now is Ray Flores, top of your screen. Give it back to Hankins, who drops the football, although it's on the turf, and it looks like the Aggies have it. Hankins just never got the exchange cleanly from Hardison. And after the Aggies committed the turnover a few moments ago, now it's the Miners shooting themselves in the foot. Fumble on the play and a huge, costly turnover, likely taking points off the board for UTEP.
Again, it just looks like the center quarterback snap is just off for some reason, and it's just not getting there.
And it's Lama Lavea, the local guy out of Chapin High School here in El Paso, Texas, recovering the fumble. Aggies take back over after the turnover with just under a minute to play in the first quarter when we come back.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Get One Unlimited for iPhone and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you pre-order. Verizon.
About to get down, living it up. Never touch ground, never enough. Got me feeling good. Everything's good times, good vibes.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
You've got way too many credit card options. Cut through the noise with Credit Karma. Shop curated credit card offers with outstanding approval odds. In fact, Credit Karma members get approved over 50% more often. Boom. Find your next card at Credit Karma. Tired of endless credit card offers? Look for cards with the Karma Guarantee. And if you aren't approved, we'll give you $50. Win-win. Download the app and apply now.
If you haven't tried Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray, what are you waiting for? It's Dawn's fastest and easiest way to clean everyday dishes. On simple messes, just spray, wipe, and rinse. On tough messes, its spray-activated suds have 5 times faster grease cleaning power to break down grease without water. Plus, its targeted spray cleans even hard-to-reach places better. So, replace your dish soap with Dawn Power Wash and spray your dishes clean.
Give your budget a boost with Kohl's epic deals, like Sonoma Goods for Life women's tees for $6.99, up to 40% off home decor, and save on stylish boots for the family. Plus, earn Kohl's cash. Kohl's.
I gotta have it.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
A fumble in the red zone for the Miners gives the ball back to New Mexico State at their own 10-yard line with 56 seconds left in this first quarter. It looked like the Miners were poised to go up potentially 10-0, and instead it's back on offense for the Aggies, and a tough run there on first down from Jamani Jones. Gavin Frakes still in at quarterback, making his first career start after Diego Pavia started the first 2 weeks. Both played, and wouldn't be surprised if we see Pavia in this one. Miners bringing pressure. Frakes on the run, gets rid of it just in time and throws it away. He's taken down in the end zone behind the play. Several Miners in the backfield there, including Jadrian Taylor and the linebacker Tyrese Knight, who had the interception on the last drive.
Yeah, it's a really nice, aggressive call by defensive coordinator Pivito. He just came after him on that, trying to get the youngster to say, welcome to college football. But you're right on that previous offensive series. I mean, it's a double whammy because, finishing drives is so important, get in the red zone, and then the turnover. So you lost two of the big five predictors that determine who's going to win the game.
And it was a self-inflicted wound. It was just a bad exchange between Hardison and Hankins. Hankins never got his hands on it.
Very true.
Here's third down. Frakes gets rid of it just in time, but there's nobody in the area. Falls incomplete. If he held on to that for another split second, he would have been taking a shot on the back. And that'll be a quick 3 and out. So after the Miners shoot themselves in the foot with the turnover, at least the defense for them comes out and responds to the tune, I should say, of a 3 and out, and potentially still getting some good field position out of this.
Yes, very good. And that's another point you bring up. Field possession is so important in determining who's going to win the game. So this is a really good stop by the defense to continue with positive field possession for the offense. So it's a really good stop, 3 and out by the Miner defense.
Josh Carlson standing just inside his end zone. It's a high spiraling good punt away. Chases back the return man for UTEP, Marcus Bellin.
We got a flag.
And a fair catch and a flag. It's at the 35-yard line.
So there's going to be a holding on the Miners, it looks like.
It is a hold on the Miners.
That's
going to push the ball back even more.
That's a killer penalty there with a fair catch and, already in place. I know the return, there's our blocking, doesn't know that, but that just compounds what we talked about. Now your positive field possession is gone.
Travion Ballard was called for the hold, and that pushes the ball all the way back to the 23-yard line. A big punt from Carlson.
That was a really nice punt. Anytime your punter can turn over field possession like that, it's really vital. Much longer way for the offense to go and get points now, but nice job of the special teams by the Aggies to turn over field possession.
Punt was over 50 yards, and now you had the 10-yard penalty as well. With 20 seconds left in this first quarter, the Miners starting the offense at the 23-yard line. Hardison with a long throw across the field to Flores. Felt like it took forever to get there, but Flores able to make the catch just across the 35-yard line, and on first down they move the chains.
That was an impressive throw by Gavin Hardison. He had somebody right in his face, and anytime you're throwing outside to the on outbreaking routes, you don't want anybody in your face. But that was about a 45-yard route in air, and you're right, it did take a long time to get there, but luckily it was a nice completion for the Miners.
That is a long throw across the field for about a 12-yard gain. It'll be the final play of the first quarter. Miners with a 3-0 lead over New Mexico State. Both teams with a couple of critical turnovers in that first quarter, but it's UTEP on top by 3. We're back with the second quarter after this.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of their new plan, One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Exactly. We could be up here all weekend listening to The Weeknd.
While flinging Angry Birds.
Not you. You're lovely. Are you napping?
No, I'm watching my favorite show, starring me.
Get your Apple favorites all in one plan. Introducing One Unlimited for iPhone. And now get iPhone 14 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing, I've had since boot camp.
And I just saved on my car insurance for driving safe with USAA.
Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Fit to fit.
That's what we're made for.
You might have heard of Carvana and that we sell cars online. What you probably didn't know is that we're in the business of making you happy. We believe buying a car should be something that gets you hyped up. That you should be empowered to shop when you want, where you want, wearing whatever you want. And that your new car ought to come with newfound happiness and zero surprises. So we promise that we'll treat you right, we'll put you in control, and all of us will stop at nothing to drive you happy.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Still not confident about which used car to buy?
Nope.
Why not ask the most confident person you know?
My old high school coach. This one's got talent, toughness, the will to win.
Let me coach you on this. Just say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
Meet Febreze Small Spaces, the most convenient solution to lingering odors in any small space. One firm push activates 24/7 freshness. No batteries, no outlets, no effort, just freshness. Febreze Small Spaces.
Are you ready for football? Are you dreaming for football?
I love you, Josh Allen.
Are you crafting, prepping, and screaming for football? Good. Then you're ready.
They say all the world's a stage, but no stage shines brighter than this one. Because here the stars outshine the lights, and the spectacular can be found in every moment.
Look at that time of possession. Set to start the second quarter in the 99th Battle of I-10 between these two rivals, UTEP and New Mexico State. Separated by just 45 minutes, up by 10. Miners winning 30-3 on the road in Las Cruces in the season opener week 0 last year, and up 3-0 in this one. And before the snap, it'll be a penalty against the Miners for a false start, so it'll push it back 5, 1st and 15.
Yeah, again, Eric, it just looks like the center's off because the right side of the line is moving before the ball is in motion. It just looks, out of sorts right now.
The Miners did have a little bit of shuffling of the offensive line coming into tonight. Andrew Meyer, the usual starter at center, a little bit banged up, so Robert Mervin, 67, getting the start in his place. It's his second career start. Also, Stephen Hubbard at left tackle getting his first career start in place of Zuri Henry, who was a little bit banged up and was a game-time decision coming into tonight as well. Still plenty of experience on that offensive line, but perhaps that part of the reason. Hardison on the keeper, then slings it out to Tyron Smith, and it's incomplete off of his hands. A catchless Tyron Smith so far, which has not been the case through 2 weeks. He had a career-high 8 catches for 71 yards in Norman last week. He's got 15 for 198 and a touchdown on the season. Had a big game in the opener against North Texas. but that's just his second target tonight and no completions to show for it.
Yeah, Eric, it's going to be really important for the Miners to find a receiver that can make big plays for them, and they just haven't gotten that yet consistently from anybody.
Pocket collapsing on Hardison. Goes to the safety valve. Awatt makes the first man miss. Cuts it to the outside across the 40. And surges his way across the 45. It'll be enough for a first down pickup of 16 on 2nd and 15. And a lot of that is the creativity and the elusiveness of Ronald Awatt after the catch.
Yeah, it's real nice, staying alive in the pocket by Hardison and finding his outlet in Awatt, and Awatt made a really nice move on one of the defenders and was able to get enough for the first down. Big play right there.
It's good pocket presence from Gavin Hardison, too. Maybe a year or two ago, he ends up taking a sack on that play, but he knew where Awatt was in the event of the play breaking down.
Yeah, you're seeing some really good, maturation from Gavin Hardison. He's knowing where everything is, and that's what happens when you get experience like that. Going into your third year, you know everything.
They'll go right back to Awatt, this time on the ground, and he's across midfield into Aggie territory.
Yeah, some good hard running there by Awatt. Again, he had contact right around the line of scrimmage, some arm contact, and broke through that and fell. Now we're still in favorable down and distances, and that's so important for this offense to stay in favorable down and distances.
You mentioned big plays a moment ago, Mike. I'm curious if Dana Dimmel and this UTEP offense thinks about taking a shot.
Well, again, when you're in favored down and distances, it makes it that much more attractive and a lot easier to swallow as a play caller.
Here's 2nd and 4 just inside Aggie territory. No big play here. Instead, back on the ground to Awatt, and he's snuffed out right in the backfield. Had nowhere to go. Justin Segura making the initial contact in the play on the defensive line. Defensive tackle redshirt sophomore out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and another high snap. Mike's gesturing. That kind of disrupted the play right from the beginning.
That just throws the rhythm of the play completely off, and it's been consistently. I know we have a backup center, but it's been something that happened against North Texas and against Oklahoma, and now it's still happening again tonight. And they've got to fix that because it does disrupt your play, and now you're in third in an unfavorable down and distance, and makes it a lot tougher.
Andre Selden, the transfer out of Michigan, also in the backfield to help make that play. And that's a loss of 4, 3rd and 8. Hardison with some time. Now going to tuck it and throw it on the run, and it's behind his intended receiver. He was looking once again for Tyron Smith. So Hardison and Smith not quite on the same page through the first quarter plus of this one. That'll bring up 4th down, and for the first time we'll see the Miner punt team come out.
Well, you can see Gavin talking to Smith right now. He's trying to tell him you got to stop and settle in that window, which there was a window, and Smith kept going, but that safety was coming right up the hash. So just a little miscommunication, and that just comes from, not having as much experience with Smith just yet.
Josh Sloan, his first punt of the night, the product of Australia, bounces this one with the backspin perfectly, landed it right at the 3-yard line, and the Miner special teams unit was down there to down it right at the 5-yard line. So at the very least out of that, UTEP able to pin the Aggie offense back deep in their own territory with 12:15 to play here in the first half, and the Miners still with a 3-0 lead. Aggie offense coming back to work right after this.
Electrified. Hungok Tire.
It's up to you. Your run can be whatever you want it to be. Crazy fast or nice and slow. Up the hill or around the block. Because it's not about keeping up with everyone else or how far you've gone or hitting the perfect time every time out. It's about letting your run be your run. Brooks is here for every runner, doing the research and sweating the details to create gear that works for you. It's your run. Brooks, run happy.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Hey, turns out you don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen on the app in your room, at the pool, at your daughter's dance recital.
Conan, not this again.
Or on a yacht. Or a bow rider. Any kind of ship.
And stop taking my pajamas.
Oh, Larry, I can watch you while watching you.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm a sad man with little to do. I can listen at the bus stop. I can listen to NFL play-by-play at work.
Took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. Then we took a hard left in East Africa. A right at Baja. A 180 in the empty quarter. And that 65-degree incline at Hell's Revenge. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
12:15 to play here in the second quarter at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. Eric Elkin alongside Mike Perez with you, former UTEP quarterback. In this Battle of I-10, 42 miles separate Aggie Memorial Stadium from the Sun Bowl here, the 99th edition, and it'll be the final one between these two teams before they become conference opponents in Conference USA. Of course, New Mexico State an independent right now, but will be joining Conference USA as part of the much bigger conference realignment and shuffling that has been going on in the college football world in recent years.
Yeah, you kind of figured that would eventually happen. I'm surprised it took this long, but it's good. It's good that now it's going to be even more important of a game, not only for bragging rights, but for conference, titles, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good fit.
And it was a major factor in Jerry Kill saying yes to taking the job here at New Mexico State.
You got to give kudos to Kills and the staff, because here the Miners have dominated time of possession, the field possession, and it's still 3-0. It's it could go either way, and it's New Mexico State's playing tough.
Only a gain of 1 on the first down play, and this one's going nowhere. It'll end up being a loss on the play. That defensive line all over it. You got Kelton Moss in on the action. Keenan Stewart making the initial hit there. And the offensive line was challenged by Jerry Kill coming into tonight. A missed block there on Cal Wallerstadt, the linebacker who's making his first career start. Blew up the play right from the get-go.
Yeah, that was a nice gap fill right there by Wallerstadt to come up and stuff the run. Really good kid. I had a chance to have lunch with him one time. He wants to be a dentist when he gets done playing. A really nice kid.
He's been forced into this starting role due to injury. They're without Jerome Wilson. And Gary Theard got hurt in the preseason, so he has yet to play this year. Now, third down, the pass incomplete. Wouldn't have been enough for a first down anyway, so a quick 3 and out. Once again, this Miner defense is really coming on strong after that interception from Tyrese Knight in the first quarter. He comes up with the pass deflection here to set up 4th and 10, and it'll be at the 5-yard line of the Aggies, so not much room to work with here for the punt unit.
Well, you bring up Tyrese Knight on that interception. That was him making up the pass break right there. Not only is he the Miners' leading tackler, Eric, but he also is very involved in dropping into pass coverage. He does everything very, very well.
He's 3rd in the nation coming into this week in tackles with 20 through the first 2 weeks. Carlson gets this in away. Had a 53-yarder on his first punt. This one caught by Bellin at the 50-yard line. He's going backwards, but then a late flag comes in as he's taken down for a loss of about 5. And we'll see what the flag is.
Is that a possible horse collar? It sure looked like
That's
he had him by
the way he got.
I don't know. He threw it.
The flag
he threw it a long way.
Yeah, it was about 10 yards away from where Bellin was tackled. So this one may instead be a holder, block in the back, block in the back.
Yeah.
And it'll go against UTEP. So that's 2 penalties on 2 punt returns for the Miners.
Yeah, and you hate to have special team penalties because now we're on the plus side of the field, and we're having to go back a certain way, and that field of possession is very important. But here we've had 2 big penalties in this first half that has taken the Miners further back into their side of the field.
So the Miners will be back on offense with just over 10.5 to play in the first half, leading 3-0.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
My active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. Now, Skyrizi helps me get going by treating my skin and joints. Along with significantly clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Skyrizi attaches to and reduces a source of excess inflammation that can lead to skin and joint symptoms. With Skyrizi, 90% clearer skin and less joint pain is possible.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like the feeling of improving my skin and joints. And that means everything. Now's the time to talk to your doctor about how Skyrizi can help treat your psoriatic arthritis so you can get going. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
When hurting feet make you want to stop, it's Dr. Scholl's time. Our custom fit orthotics use foot mapping technology to give you personalized support for all-day pain relief. Find your relief in-store or online.
Well, when you think college football rivalries, you probably think Michigan, Ohio State, Texas, Oklahoma, but this one dates back all the way to 1914. UTEP with the overall edge, 58-38-2. Of course, winning last year in Las Cruces to snap a 3-game losing streak, 30-3. But the Aggies, the last time they played here, won the game. It was back in 2018, and that was actually the New Mexico State's last true road win. They've lost 19 straight in true road games. Miners back on offense after the negative 5-yard punt return from Marcus Bellin and then a 10-yard penalty tacked onto it. He caught the ball at midfield. Instead, this drive starts at the 35-yard line. And Mike, you could make the argument that UTEP should have plenty more points on the board. Settled for a field goal in that opening drive that was 17 plays. Fumbled it in the red zone. Also some costly penalties.
Eric, when you look at it, you talk about field possession, time of possession. They've really dominated. They've run a lot more plays than NMSU, but here we are at a 3-0 game, and it could go either way.
Play action. Looking over the top to James Tupou, who's cut at the legs and almost does a complete flip, but is able to hold on to the football. And he has a first down. That is the fullback, James Tupou, who had a 24-yard catch last week at Oklahoma, has a catch here. But boy, did he take a shot, and he's fortunate. It lands right on his forehead, the crown of his helmet.
Yeah, see, as a former player there, Eric, I know that this targeting and all the headshots have gotten so it's commonplace that they call penalties.
Right.
So they're having to teach these D-backs to come out and get lower. But I think it's more dangerous for some of these players coming across the middle with knee and ankle injuries.
Tupou okay on that one. Here's the first catch of the night from Tyron Smith. Hardison and Smith on the same page on that one, and that's a big play that pushes the ball inside the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 29.
You talk about a laser. Gavin just put that. It's fun to watch him just rip it. As a former quarterback, when somebody has a powerful arm like that and you see him just unleash it, it's a pretty thing to see. Well, here we are. They're getting close to this red zone again, which would be nice if they could convert.
But on first down, not much running room for Ronald Awatt.
Yeah,
Arma Lavea there in the mix.
Our left guard, the left guard from UTEP got beat at the point of attack, and they were in the backfield immediately on that play. And again, this puts us behind the sticks, puts UTEP behind the sticks, just makes it harder to get that first down and keep this drive going.
Lazarus Williams making the initial contact in the tackle there. He's got the only sack of the season for the Aggie defense this year. and 2 tackles for loss. He's had a good start to the year, the junior out of Olympia, Washington, who also played at New Mexico Military Institute, where Gavin Hardison played before transferring here to UTEP. A little more running room here on second down for Awatt. Able to get up across the 25-yard line, and it'll bring up a much better third down situation.
Yeah, it's as we talk about, just put yourself in favorable position. Third down. 3rd and 5, 42% that the offense converts. So it's still, the defense has a much higher percentage of getting off the field, but it's a much favorable position to be, than 3rd and 5 or more.
Hardison with time on 3rd and 5. Looking in the corner for Flores, and it's batted down. Was in quite a battle there.
There's a flag.
And there is a flag that comes in late.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be against New Mexico State. No, what's he calling? Yeah, it's against New Mexico State.
Linwood Crump was in there on the coverage.
Yep,
Well, they said Bryce Jackson actually in the 32, who was called for it. He's the grad transfer out of UNLV. Let's take another look. Well, I think I got the wrong number. That definitely wasn't
number 9. Yeah,
it definitely wasn't Bryce Jackson. That was Linwood Crump.
And God, I don't know about that. That was just kind of a bang
like
play.
They're both going after it.
Yeah, that's tough. A tough call, but I'm sure UTEP will take it.
They absolutely will, and they'll take the 1st and goal. Heavy package in once again. Play action. Tyron Smith over the middle. It's a touchdown for UTEP.
That's a nice play right there to get the 7 points or the 6 points right before the half. That's a really good drive. Nice play, and it obviously the penalty helped a lot, but it's good to convert in the red zone.
Second touchdown pass of the season for Gavin Hardison. Both of them have gone to Tyron Smith this season, the junior out of Cibolo, Texas. He had been held catchless before this drive, but a big play earlier in this drive for Tyron Smith, and then the touchdown from 9 yards out. Gavin Beckley on to tack on the extra point, and with 7:07 left to play in the first half, we have our first touchdown of the game, and it's for the Miners, who now lead 10-0. Take another look. Quick slant pass over the middle, and it was right on the money to Tyron Smith.
Yeah, again, Eric, when you run the ball, these linebackers start coming up, and you could get stuff right in behind them. That's exactly what happened on the touchdown pass there.
10-0 UTEP, 7:07 left to play in the first half. Aggie offense coming back after this.
Well, I'm not 100% sold yet.
Okay, have you considered... It's fine, Flo. She's not interested. I get it. Not everyone wants to save money.
What's she doing?
I don't know. Renters and homeowners can bundle and save. For what? A trip to Bora Bora? Bora boring.
Okay, you know what? I'm in.
She's all yours. Want some tacos?
Nah, I'm not really in the mood.
Yeah, you're right. It's so messy. All the napkins, those different toppings.
Actually, I'm in.
Yeah, you are.
Now that gas prices are so high, Domino's is giving you 20% off all menu prices when you order online for a limited time. So hurry and take advantage of these low prices. I mean, high prices, which mean low prices. You get the deal. 20% off menu prices on everything for now at Domino's.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football whale.
Did I tell you I bought our car from Carvana?
Yeah, Ma. It was so easy.
I found the perfect car. Under budget, too. And I get 7 days to love it or my money back. I love it! I thought online meant no one to help me. But Susan from Carvana had all the answers. She didn't try to upsell me. Not once. Because they're not salespeople. Where do you guess who just checked in on me?
Mom.
Susan from Carvana.
We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Are you tired of washing dishes? Well, flip the way you clean them with Dawn Platinum Easy Squeeze. It's an upside-down bottle with no cap. You just grab and squeeze. Dawn Platinum's more powerful formula breaks down and removes grease 4 times faster. Huh, nice. No flip,
no mess. Platinum is also a go-to grease cleaner for your sink, your countertops, and to pre-treat stains on laundry. Fast, easy. Dawn Platinum Easy Squeeze. Flip the way you clean dishes.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy, all you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, then tap to buy. That's it. No sales speak, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to vroom.com and pick your favorite. Oh yeah, she digs it. Buy your car on vroom.com. Vroom. Get in.
Oh, foul. Welcome back to the Sun Bowl. Eric Elkin alongside Mike Perez. Gavin Beckley's kick goes through the back of the end zone after the Miner touchdown. First touchdown of the evening for either side. So now UTEP with a 10-0 lead with just over 7 minutes left to play. And the New Mexico State offense back on the field. It's still Gavin Frakes. The Yankees have been playing two quarterbacks through the first 2 weeks. And it was Diego Pavia getting the start in both of those games. But the true freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma, getting the start and still has yet to be giving up any playing time to Pavia on this one, and he loses the football, and he's fortunate that one of his teammates was there to take it. Otherwise, that could have been a potential scoop and score. Terrell Warner in the right place at the right time, saw the fumble, was able to pick it up. Let's take another look to see who was able to jar that loose.
Looks like the safety, Kobe Hout. Is it Kobe Houghton that comes in? And no, it's a 32.
It actually ends up being Elijah Johnson in the corner. But Kobe Hilton was there. Preza Mehule was chasing him down as well. So it was a forced fumble for Elijah Johnson, I should say, who's making his first career start. He's been switching playing time with Josiah Allen at that cornerback position. And almost a huge turnover. Ends up being a loss of 1. This one hits the deck.
It's a fumble.
That one should be an incomplete pass, I think. We'll see what the officials rule it. Oh, they're saying backwards pass, and it is a fumble recovered by UTEP. They didn't call it initially, and the official just made the call.
I saw the linesman down on the UTEP side with his hand back, so that means that's a lateral. And the other guy on the New Mexico State side didn't make a signal, but he signaled it all the way from the get-go.
Well, yeah.
And that definitely is a lateral. Nice job of the defense being aware to get on it. And
Frakes was looking for Star Thomas there. The pass was a little bit low. Be curious to see if they review this one, but it looks like right now the UTEP offense is coming out and the officials are ready to start this drive.
Well, let's get it snapped because it was close. I think the Miners would still get it, but you just never know. So
that's right down the line. It looks like just a shade, maybe a half a yard backwards. So a second turnover for this Aggie offense, and it sets up the Miners 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. To go to the ground, huge hole for Awatt. Bounces it to the outside, breaks the tackle inside the 10, dives to the pylon, and he's in for the touchdown.
Boy, what a powerful run by Awatt. He's stiff-armed, dodged, shedded some tackles. That's a big run right there by Mr. Awatt.
22-yard touchdown run for Ronald Awatt, breaking tackles left and right. That's been a problem so far for this Aggie defense. There's 1. There's 2. And there are 6.
That's just desire. That's just desire and want by Awatt. What a powerful run, and that's a great thing to do for your team. This is an important touchdown because now it opens up that lead, and it kind of gives you a little bit of breathing room here right as you go into the half. That's a powerful run right there. Very impressive.
Gavin Beckley's extra point is through. And that all of a sudden gives UTEP a 17-0 lead after it was 3-0 for what felt like forever. And it's because of turnovers.
Yeah, that's the first time Frake has looked like a freshman on that pass. He fumbled the previous play, and then he just you can't make that pass. That's a short pass. You got to give it to your receiver with a chance to advance, and you can't throw it around their knees, and that's what happened.
Frakes has thrown an interception.
It's 2.
And this one ends up being...
Well, it's a fumble, I guess.
A fumble, yeah. But it also gave UTEP such a short field, and they didn't waste any time. 22-yard run on that first down.
And that's just a backbreaker for the Aggies. I mean, you turn it over on your side of the field, and then on one big run, they run it right down your throat.
Awatt had a touchdown at Oklahoma last week. This one is second of the season. The redshirt senior out of Lubbock, Texas, really came on last year, leading the Miners with 843 yards rushing, averaging over 5 yards per carry, and 6 touchdowns. He also had 11 catches for 159 yards, and now he's starting to come into form a little bit here at that nice touchdown run. Let's take another look at the turnover. They didn't even review it. Called that a backwards lateral, and then Kelton Moss delivers a blow to free the ball up for James Neal, the linebacker, who was able to recover it.
Yeah, that was, heads up by Moss coming in there and, keeping the receiver from getting on the ball. Nice recovery, nice alertness by the defense to keep playing till the whistle blew. And you see the run here by Awatt. I mean, this is just a powerful run. He was not going to be denied. And you got a stiff arm here. He's just churning, dives for the pylon, comes across it. Nice run. Big time run right there.
Mike, and you made the comment during one of our commercial breaks earlier when it was still 3-0, and UTEP was making some of those mistakes, whether it be the fumble in the red zone or some of the penalties they've committed that have killed some of their drives. You're letting a team hang around that doesn't have a lot of confidence right now at 0-2 and are in a rebuild with a lot of new players and a new coaching staff, 45 new players, all new coaches but one, trying to find their identity and figure themselves out. And in a rivalry game, you let a team like that hang around, it can get a little scary, but all of a sudden, just like that, 3-0 turns into 17-0.
Yeah, I mean, big plays by the Miners, but again, the Aggies have helped with penalties and now the turnovers, and now you have it where it's a 17-point lead, at least 3 possessions. You average about 5 or 6 possessions a half, so now that really puts the Aggies in a bind. They've got to come out and score, and they haven't been able to do that just yet. So the Miners are in a good position right now. They got to make sure they stop them and keep them off the board, hit it into the half, and really just finish delivering a really nice half of football. Even though the Miners
surprised either if we see Diego Pavia come out for this offensive series for New Mexico State. He got the start in the first 2 games, has yet to play in this one. They finally decided to give the true freshman Gavin Frakes a chance to start, but it's gone pretty horribly for him.
Yeah, this is a big game for a freshman to come in and play. And up until that point, he'd played fairly solidly, and now you see him where he's made a few freshman mistakes and looks like they're going to go.
Yeah, they haven't quite broken the huddle on the sideline there, but it looks like Diego Pavia is going to be the quarterback to come out this time.
Sometimes that may be good for a freshman to sit down and watch and kind of take a look, as to what's going on.
It is Pavia, a very different build than Gavin Frakes, who's 6'4", 220. Pavia's listed at 6 feet, 200, but you see him standing there next to his running back, who's 6'2". He may be just a shade under 6 feet. You know how they sometimes will be a little generous on these measurables on the roster. But Pavia also brings what you just saw there to the offense. He's got the ability to tuck it and run. Yeah, he's actually the team's leading rusher through the first 2 games with 46 yards on the ground.
Yeah, it's just a nice option read off the end on that pistol formation. He kept it around the corner. He's got some speed on him now. He got around the corner and made a really nice positive gain for the Aggies there on that first down.
Pavia out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, was only 2 of 5 for 10 yards a week ago, 11 of 25 for 85 yards. He had 3 interceptions in the opener loss against Nevada, although some of those weren't his fault. They were balls that were thrown well to his receivers and tipped up into the air. So a little bit of friendly fire doesn't tell you the whole story on the stat sheet. This pass to the outside, right on cue, is dropped. His intended receiver there, Cordell David, it looked like it was put in a good spot, and he just couldn't corral it.
I tell you what, Elijah Johnson has played some pretty good ball this half. He came up and was all over that quick hitch route and made a nice play on the ball.
And that was just a straight drop there from Cordell David. So now instead of third and short, it's 3rd and 6, more 3rd and medium here.
Huge third down right here. If you could stop and get the ball back and score again before half, that might do it.
And the crowd getting into it here at the Sun Bowl. Pavia in his first series. On the run, and the pass is knocked down. And once again, who's there? It's Elijah Johnson with that pass breakup. You were just talking about him on the last play, Mike. And Johnson comes up with back-to-back big plays.
He's had a really nice half. I've been watching him on the sideline where he's been in coverage, and he's done really well. Look, I mean, you can't get any better than that. He's just all over it. Didn't put his hand on the back, avoided the pass interference call. And, yeah, pound your chest a little bit, my man. You deserve that. That was a really good series for him and for this defense to get the ball back.
Justice Powers, the intended receiver, put his arms up hoping to get the laundry on the field, but that looked like a good, clean play from Elijah Johnson, who timed it out perfectly, making his first career start here, the redshirt freshman out of Maricopa, Arizona. Carlson just barely gets that punt away. Here's Bellin, who's had some difficulties and takes a shot at the end right on the sideline. And that's getting a little bit of chirping on both sides after the big hit. No flag on that play. It looked like Bellin was still just barely in bounds, but he was going the wrong way.
Yeah, he got hit by 2 Aggies, and anytime you get stood up like that, man, you better get your head back down quick because they're coming.
Javion Gibson delivering the finishing lick there.
Should you call a nasal clearing hit right there? Yeah, I don't know. He didn't have much room on that punt, but he still, fielded it and thought he could return it. But boy, he paid a nice price for probably about a half-yard gain on that.
Well, there's a reason why Bellin thinks he can field it. He had 6 return touchdowns a year ago at Santa Barbara Community College, 4 punt return touchdowns and 2 kick return touchdowns. So he can be dangerous. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, anytime you can do that, you're special. So I'd like to see him, get some more chances and break one.
Miners go play action. Hardison with all sorts of time, taking a deep shot for Tyron Smith. A little bit underthrown, and it's dropped. Smith had to come back for it. If he hits him in stride, he might be celebrating in the end zone right now.
So Gavin had Ray Flores on the right side of the field wide open as well, and I don't think anybody had seen him. Underthrown there by Gavin Hardison. That's a really good call right there. Anytime you have a, momentum change, field of possession, and you take a shot like that, your quarterback's got to lay it out there because he had a home run right there, and that would have put the, And
it looked like when Smith came back to try and make that play, his right arm got caught a little bit on Dylan early, so he couldn't get both hands free to make the catch.
Yep, correct.
But again, if that ball's thrown on the money in stride, it's probably a touchdown. Hardison doesn't see the pressure. He loses the football, and it looks like the Miners are able to get on top of it. It was Jeremiah Byers there to save the day, but Hardison, who usually is pretty good about feeling that pressure, did not see that hit coming.
Yeah, that's the one thing that if I had anything negative to say about Gavin is sometimes that pocket clock does not get to him, or he doesn't, anticipate it as well as he needs to. You've got to know that you got only so many seconds back there before you got to start looking around. And
it was Lazarus Williams again. I mentioned him a few moments ago. He's had a terrific start to this season. The only sack for the Aggies this year so far defensively. Has another one there and a forced fumble.
And again, knowing the situation, you can't have a turnover back here going into the half. You got to know the situation.
Ends up being a loss of 13. Here's 3rd and 23, and the pass is overthrown. Hardison was looking over the middle for one of his biggest targets, Jeremiah Ballard. Stands at 6'3", so when you overthrow Ballard, you really threw it high.
Yeah, not a good series there by the Miners, and in particular Gavin. He underthrew that first pass, took a sack on that last one, and just overthrew Ballard, who was fairly open on that play.
A little bit behind him, too.
Yeah, a little bit behind him. Sometimes as a quarterback, when you try to throw that ball with a little extra zip, you take a really long stride and the ball kind of sails on you, and that's what happened to him on this point right now.
So now Josh Sloan will have to punt it from his own end zone. Lands just inside the 45, and with a minor bounce will go out of bounds. They'll mark this probably about the 45-yard line. So pretty good field position here for the Aggie offense with still plenty of time. 3:38 left in the first half. Aggies have all 3 timeouts, so the clock really not an issue here. And again, we talk about momentum swings. Looked like UTEP was really getting ready to potentially blow this one open, jumping out to that 17-0 lead. But all of a sudden, as poorly as things have gone for you, if you're an Aggie fan, if you can get some points out of this one, especially a touchdown, get this thing back to a 10-point game, you'd probably feel pretty good about that given the way things have gone.
Yeah, I didn't mind the first shot on first down, but on second down, we probably should have ran the ball to, do the clock. And as well as we're running the ball, it could have been a lot better.
Speaking of shots, Aggies taking one here, but Pavia well overthrows his receiver, and there is a flag in the backfield. Pavia was looking for Jonathan Brady, who had a couple of big plays.
Yeah, somebody locked up Kellen Moss pretty good. Looked like they put him in some wrestling move there.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have mattered. That Jonathan Brady had a couple of big plays on the ground on a reverse and an end around in that first half. They were trying to take a deep shot to him this time, but now a holding penalty. So just when you start talking about the what-ifs of this drive coming into it and a chance for the Aggies to do something on first down, there's the hold.
Yeah,
that's pretty obvious.
I mean, that's obvious. That referee had no choice but to throw that flag.
Isaiah Mercelot, the right guard, is called for the hold. So now 1st and 20, and that pass is deflected, dropped. It went right off the shoulder or the arm. It looked like of Jordan Parker. I think that'll probably go in the stat sheet as another drop pass.
Yeah, Jordan Parker's usually pretty sure-handed. He's made some, he's had a lot of receptions for the Aggie in the early season. But, again, we talked about in the pregame that Coach Kill had talked about how his offensive line had not played very well. And, again, they're struggling with some holding calls and letting people run free on run plays.
Yeah, Kill wasn't shy in calling out his offensive line this unit, saying they need to play better, and even saying so far as he can't even really grade and judge the quarterbacks, the running backs, anybody at this point because the line wasn't playing well enough to give a true grade on film and really get a sense of what they have. He thought coming into this one, this would be the game that would really let them know where they are. But Jerry Kill's keys coming into tonight were to tackle better, assignment football, and he said he wants their O-line to, quote, play their butt off.
And every coach will tell you, Eric, that the last group to gel on any football team is the offensive line. I don't know why it takes that long, but there's 5 different parts, and they're all moving and getting used to each other. So it does take a while, and I know they returned maybe I think a couple players that played a little bit last year, but for the most part, they're all new. And when the head coach gets on you like that, there's 2 things you can do: is step up and play better, or put your head down. You won't be playing very long.
And he did take some responsibility too. He said it's also my job to make sure that they're better. So it wasn't just completely throwing the O-line under the bus, but he was really challenging them more than anything. As Kelton Moss there is able to make the tackle for UTEP, couple of yards gained on the run by Jimani Jones, but it'll still set up 3rd and forever. And now there's
somebody's hurt.
Minor down. Just over 3 minutes left, so 3:10 left. This will stop the clock. Because now all of a sudden it shifts back to UTEP's offense getting another crack at trying to extend this lead. If they're able to make a stop here on 3rd and 17.
Is that Kelton Moss?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, it was Kelton Moss. He was the one who made the tackle.
Mm-hmm. He got probably his leg rolled up on. He's limping a little bit. So, yeah, that usually happens. You're in the trenches like that. There's a lot of bodies, and sometimes you get an ankle caught up under you. And anytime 300-pound people fall on anything, it doesn't feel too good.
Well, and based on the way he was walking off the field, he might have just taken a shot that didn't feel very good, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That'll make you walk funny as well. So.
And it'll make you stay on the ground for a little bit longer.
Yes. We'll just keep it at that.
Yes, we will. 3rd and 17. This home crowd here at the Sun Bowl rising to its feet once again, trying to urge on this Minor defense, trying to get the ball back in the hands of the offense before the half. Pavia steps up into the pocket, throws it deep down the sideline. Good coverage on the play. No real chance there. Once again, Justice Powers was asking for a flag, but there was really no separation there.
Yeah, it looked like they had forced a receiver, outside of the boundary. He was out of bounds, and that's what the referee was telling him. He was already out of bounds, by the time any contact had happened. So really, really good no call right there.
Coverage on the play was by Tyreek James.
Now here's a great opportunity for the UTEP offense, no matter where we get the ball, to come in your 2-minute offense not only practice it, but go down and score and put an exclamation point on this half of football that they've played.
This one not as good of a punt from Carlson. Miners will stay away from it, and it'll roll out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line. So 2:33 left to play in the first half, and still 2 timeouts for UTEP. They had to take a timeout 3 seconds into the game, but haven't had to use one since then. So once again, this is plenty of time to try and get points on the board. Clock really not a factor just yet.
Well, remember now, so the clock stops in college on first down, so
Sure.
you can still run the ball. You can still throw some screens. You don't have to go, 3 passes down the field and try to get big chunks right now. You got time to sustain a drive and go get some points before that.
That's what they tried to do on that last drive, three straight passes.
Exactly.
And it was the play before that. That was a one-play drive of 22 yards on a run by Ronald Awat, who had just all sorts of room to run. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it on the ground here. And in fact, it is. But not a lot of room that time for Ronald Awat. Picks up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards.
Yeah, that was Trevor Brohard on that stop. One of the good linebackers that New Mexico State has. He's a heck of a player. He's all over the place.
A redshirt senior out of Los Lunas, New Mexico.
Yeah, you watch him on film. He's all over the place. He's a good player.
He's really the leader of this defense. Jerry Kill's saying everything he does, I trust. He's the guy I go through. Keep it on the ground once again with Awat to bring up a 3rd and short. Miners elected not to take a timeout on that last play. Looks like they're still not using it here. We want to see what happens here on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, if you get this first down, then you go into your hurry up, and you still got your 2 timeouts and everything else in your kitty.
They do get back quickly to the line of scrimmage, although now checking out of it. And that's something also that Gavin Hardison now has in his tool belt as well. He's allowed to change the play at the line of scrimmage if he sees something.
Well, he's got a blitz coming from the end, it looks like, so he's...
Awat trying to be patient, waiting for a hole, but nothing there. And that drive was basically the polar opposite of the previous one. It was three shots taken through the air on the last drive, and then this one, Miners go 3 straight runs with not really a whole lot of urgency, and now they're going to have to punt it away, it looks like.
Yeah. And New Mexico State, I think, called the timeout.
Although, did they? Yeah, that's what...
Mexico State called the timeout.
Oh, man. Oh, no, they hadn't changed the down marker from 3 to 4. So at first there, it looked like were they not counting that last play, but it did count it. It's no gain on the play, so it'll be 4th and 3, and you can understand why New Mexico State would take a timeout here. 1:17 to stop the clock at 1:17. Still will have 1 remaining.
I would have liked to seen the Miners get a little more aggressive on that series. But, I know what Coach Dimmel's thinking. 17 points, don't want to take any chances.
Sure. Well, of course, remember on that last drive, Gavin Hardison also took that shot.
Took a sack, yep. Could have been disastrous.
Almost fumbled it away, yeah. Did fumble it, but Miners were able to recover it. Josh Sloan gets the punt away.
Well, they came after the block there. Oh, hit it, get it.
Did an Aggie touch that ball?
Yes, that ball's live.
The ball is live in the end zone still.
Touchdown.
It's still loose. Who's got it?
Oh, New Mexico State got it back.
No official signal.
It looks like the Aggies
sort
got
it out
back
in that pile. Boy, this would be an absolute disaster.
No, New Mexico State got it back, but boy, it was live. It hit one of the It hit one of the.
Well, it's Tulalulu who's got the football in his hand.
One of the guys that was blocking for the Aggies got hit right in the back of the heel. And 2 Miners had chances to fall, and it just couldn't. So it's going to be I think it should be a touchback.
Yeah, that's what the officials were indicating there. We'll get the official call here.
Touchback, yeah.
So it ends up being a touchback.
Mm-hmm.
You had a couple Miners there putting their hands up saying safety, but
no, but there's a couple
not the way they
Miners.
rule
It hits him right on the heel here. You can see it as it's coming in right here. Yep. Right
on foot.
Yep.
I mean, what are the odds of that?
And that's a 13 U immediately, or 83. I can't tell his number there, but we had one chance.
Yeah, well, there's 1,
2 chances. As the last one
And
that
it's
comes
just
in,
sitting
we
there
have
in the end zone.
another
Boy. Disaster averted for New Mexico State with 59 seconds left. Still come out with a 4 wide receiver set, but they'll keep it on the ground. And now I wouldn't be surprised, even with the 1 timeout remaining, if Jerry Kill elects to try and get out of this half deep in his own territory, although they do rush back to the line of scrimmage. So perhaps giving it one more play to see if they can get something going. Pavia will keep. No, he did hand it off.
Timeout, UTEP. Timeout.
UTEP does have 2 timeouts left.
Take a timeout.
Star Thomas didn't have much room there.
I don't know why you wouldn't take a timeout here. I mean, you could get a.
So now it's 3rd and 6.
Now you've let too much time run off the clock, so the Miners are just going to be happy to get out of here this half with a 17-0 lead. I think both teams have had enough for the half.
Both teams have had a few of those moments over the last couple of minutes where you hold your breath.
Could have been disastrous for both.
It could have been disaster. Instead, it ends up being a 17-0 lead at halftime for the Miners in this 99th Battle of I-10, the last one between these two before they become Conference USA foes. Just 42 miles separating the two stadiums and 17 points separating the two teams after 30 minutes of play. Halftime at the Sun Bowl, Miners up 17-0. We'll be back with a look at the first half after this.
When you're flying a jet in combat, you learn to make some pretty quick decisions. So when I got to the Senate, I didn't waste any time. I stood up to Big Pharma, ending decades of broken promises to lower prescription drug costs, capping out-of-pocket expenses for seniors, and investing in Arizona manufacturing and better paying jobs. I did what I said I'd do because Arizona families can't afford Congress wasting any more time.
I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
A good crew is efficient. That's why Carvana's crew of experts created a 100% online experience, turning 8 hours of pounding the pavement into 15 minutes of shopping from home.
Smells like I'm getting a new car.
Bet your sweet rump roast you are.
Language?
I've worked with a lot of great crews, but the crew at Carvana created a great way for you to sell your car online in under 2 minutes. They'll even pick it up and pay you on the spot. So, sell your car and feel like a real winner.
You see my dog?
Meet Febrez's Miracle Spray, Febreze Fabric Refresher.
I literally use this every day to make my house smell amazing. After I make the bed, after my dog jumps off the couch. So I can wear my jacket or jeans one more time before I wash them again. It even makes shoes smell fresh. It doesn't cover up odors with scent, but actually eliminates them.
Over 1,000 uses. Febreze Fabric Refresher.
When you're waiting for a kiss, 1 second can feel like forever. Freshen up and make a move. No more waiting, just kissing.
Hey, it's me, your skin. Some cleansers get us clean, but take my moisture. CeraVe cleansers help me maintain my moisture balance with hyaluronic acid plus 3 essential ceramides to help restore my natural barrier. So we're CeraVe clean. CeraVe hydrating cleanser.
When we were a motorized bicycle company, they said, you'll never be more than that. What will they say next? Honda, the power of dreams.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Here's what you expect from your wireless plan. But at T-Mobile, this is what you get. And so much more. Like a free Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. Get even more with T-Mobile.
Raise those hands. Let everybody know you went deep.
This is the time of year when things get real. Sunday Night Baseball. Sundays at 7 on ESPN.
Welcome to Quick Trip.
Need some roller therapy?
Need a hand?
Need an extra large?
You need me to climb through your trunk and unlock your car?
Yeah, that actually happened.
If you need it, we have it. QT, more than a gas station.
You found the right model.
For sure.
Now, how can you be sure you're getting the right deal?
I have to talk to my bestie.
Hey, girl. This one's like your last boyfriend. It's got issues.
Let's ask the experts. For the right used car, just say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Little Caesars is now the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. Let's go! Come on, keep it hot.
It's good! Pizza?
Again!
Harder, readier! Let's go! Pizza!
Pizza! No! Pull! High five!
Pizza!
Come on!
Pizza!
We're ready!
Enjoy game day with the Fanceroni Pepperoni, with over 100 old world pepperonis.
Pizza!
You've got way too many credit card options. Cut through the noise with Credit Karma. Shop curated credit card offers with outstanding approval odds. In fact, Credit Karma members get approved over 50% more often. Boom. Find your next card at Credit Karma. Tired of endless credit card offers? Look for cards with the Karma Guarantee. And if you aren't approved, we'll give you $50.